Alright guys, welcome back to the channel here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today I'm here with my little brother Isaac. We're going to be working on his MR2 right back over here. We're going to be trying to basically rewire the battery so it's not going to, of course, any longer be in the engine bay here. We are going to mount it up right in here, and I'm going to show him exactly what we do, but we're going to take these connectors here, run them through the firewall right in here somewhere, basically so it'll attach, run through, and the battery will mount somewhere down in here, and he's going to be coming along for the ride. As for right now, I'm trying to figure out exactly where I want to place the connectors there, and just need to figure out where would be best to basically run the wiring all in here, because I can run it pretty much anywhere in here, but I'm like, it'd be real nice to have the battery mounted like right here, but time to do some mocking up. All right, so now I have, suddenly put these little mock-up pieces up here, and they, they come in handy with being able to, center punch the holes and stuff. So ideally, when we come over here, it's raining again. One of the connectors will come out right here, and the other one will come out right here. So right about where this air box, or the mass airflow sensor is, airflow meter, whatever you want to call it. There's many, many different names, but yeah, what are you thinking about the whole thing?
Oh, pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can detect from inside there to this side.
Yeah, so I'm just looking at like where this little bracket is and where this little bracket is, and then coming out here, and I can see the little spot welds. Like the wider one is right here, then the shape of the firewall right around the back there and how it curves. And then right here, there's a little piece that I nearly cut myself on that's sticking off right there, that I know is part of the lower spot weld for this piece right here. But yeah, so I'm just kind of looking at the shape of everything and figuring that out like that.
Nice.
Yeah. The other thing is we have this, which is the battery holder, mapped out exactly where it's going to go, so we can still open the air box as well. And basically it'll go right here. There's a little gap right in between there that you can kind of see, that will allow us to be able to pull it off. And he'll still be able to do regular maintenance. Yeah. But I'm gonna do it a little bit different, because they give you self-tapping screws to be able to run through the frame, which I'm personally not a fan of self-tappers. So because I went and picked up a riv nut set, I'm gonna do riv nuts and some, where are they? Some nice hardware that I have here with the battery terminals that I threw in there. So it'll look a lot cleaner. And you're probably wondering, because all of this is, ridged, how I'm going to actually get the battery to, be comfortable in there. I have a bunch of insulation, a kill mat, right here that I'm going to be able to use to cut out and shape after, I drill all these holes and put in the riv nuts, to be able to mount it properly and, insulate it in there, and it'll be real nice. All right, well, this time again, now with my microphone on, I'm going to basically seal up each of these holes with some Toyota Fippage around the riv nuts, but have them all drilled. I'm only gonna do 2 on this side, because this is right up against a spot weld. I don't know exactly what that holds on. It could be holding on part of the rear bumper, so I'm not gonna worry too much about that. But in each of these holes, yeah, I'll use some RTV just to seal up each of the holes before I put the riv nut fully in and actually seat the riv nut, but we'll be good. Well, Got the battery box mounted in here, so now it's secure. I mean, these aren't fully bolted down, but they will be at some point here. But aside from that, I can put the insulation under here, and there will be carpet that goes back in here to cover everything back up. So it'll look nice. I'll make a little cutout for the battery as well. But the carpet is all the factory stuff, so it's form fitted perfectly to this. It's just I'll make a little cutout for the battery and we'll be good to go. All right, we're back at it again today. You're gonna still see this in the same exact video, but yeah, we're working now with getting the wires through the firewall. I also did get some straight crimps, so I can basically tap in the factory wiring harness and get power and ground through the firewall with this, and it'll just work with the factory harness right now. So basically right here, I'm gonna clip both of these wires off, and then I'm gonna put the straight crimp on them and then run it all the way over to that connector there. All right, so we made a quick trip over to Harbor Freight, be able to pick up a nice hydraulic wire crimping tool, get that taken care of. You ready to learn more about wiring?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, well, get that all figured out, and yeah, so I picked up this. It can go from like 0 gauge all the way up to 14 gauge, so this thing will do absolutely great. All right, just pulling this thing out of the box here. This thing should be, you know, good enough. Look at that, all brand new. Perfect. All the different dies, so that's like 14 gauge. American wire gauge, that's what AWG stands for, if you should ever want to know that. There's 8 AWG. And we're probably looking for this one right here. That's 2. And that is also 2. We're looking for, there we go, there's 4. So that's what we're going to be installing into that. Be able to crimp these wires. All right, so this is how we're going to use this tool. We're going to put the wire right in here, and then make sure that we turn this all the way to on. And I've already attempted to try to crimp this, so we're just gonna make this a lot better. Let's loosen that a little bit. We're gonna go right there. Come on. This struggle is real here. All right, so now you just run this sucker in like this. Perfect. Now we release, and we have a good solid crimp there, which I should probably go up a bit more as well, because that, you know, it worked, but, you know, it's always good to do a little bit extra, because why not? Ideally, that should be perfect. Now, once I start messing with the other side over here, which we will also have to crimp this little thing as well. We're gonna have to crimp this end and this end, but this end's gonna be in the trunk with the battery. This end's gonna be on the firewall side, so all you have to do is disconnect this, and then it just pulls the harness with the engine, so yeah. All right, so I took the hammer, did center punch on all these holes that I need to drill out. I'll probably just go in with the 3/16 on all of them, but I have to do technically a 9/16 in the center of these, but I don't have a 9/16, so I'm gonna run the 1/2 inch until it becomes the size I need. But here we go. Now I just have to take a file to the other side, but yeah. All right, so now those holes are drilled. I just have to do these 5 next, and then enlarge the centers on each. But yeah, slowly but surely we're coming on. You excited to hopefully be able to drive this thing soon, especially once you get your license?
Yeah, depending when that'll happen, but definitely.
Yeah, it'll be real good.
Definitely.
So, yeah, all right, back to it. All right, we just spent a little bit on the specific connectors that go through the firewall. So they're all run through now. So they're terminated out right here, right next to the basically the AFM, but the wires can either come up and over, or they can go down below. So now that I have that crimped, I can put like another 4 inches on this with the other end of the actual connector for, wow, my brain is not working on what this is called right now. The amphenol connector, there we go. I can crimp this onto the other end of the wire, so let's go ahead and do that. All right, so now that I've shown you how to build a battery cable, you know what you're doing, right? So you can build the rest of the harness and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That took a long time.
Right?
That was like, I don't know, man. That's crazy.
Okay. So we got the positive right here coming from the original main harness there, so it just goes right into that connector. The other one's gonna go into that where the ground is gonna be, and I'm gonna make a chassis and, or this is gonna be the engine ground, chassis ground's gonna be over here, and then we'll get it running here, and then mount the battery right over here and get the cables made for that, and then should be good to go. Cool. All right, so now we're building a ground wire from scratch. So this is going to go to the body over on the strut tower over here, and then it's going to go down to this point right down here on the block for the coolant, where the thermostat housing is. So it's going to run ground through there, and then over on the firewall there. Then it's going to run over to the connectors back over here. But that's what the amphenol connector here is for. So we're going to get that crimped right on here as well. And then after that, then all we have to do is make the wires that run from there to the battery over here in the trunk, and then pretty much from there. But what do you think? You think these things look professional?
Yeah, quite. They look pretty accurate.
Nice.
To the spots.
Yeah. So that's what we like to hear.
Yeah.
All right. So now have this cable running all the way over to the strut tower right here, and then it runs all the way over to the amphenol connector over there. So we are looking good. We are looking very professional here. So now we are going to go in here, and then I've already marked these just for future reference. Positive, positive, negative, negative. Just to, have the extra peace of mind. But I mean, you can make these either one you want. They're both the same size, so it doesn't necessarily matter. But now I just need to get the battery mounted over here, see how far I need to run the terminals, and get that taken care of as well. So on to that. All right, now some time later, I've got positive and the negative hooked up on the battery, so we're good there. Of course, everything in the engine bay is looking good, so battery is technically fully mounted. I'm still gonna put some insulation under it and stuff like that, and then tidy up these wires just a little bit better, just so they run a little bit nicer. But aside from that, now that this thing is actually getting power, we're gonna go test drive it. But yeah, soon enough, it'll be going in his probably garage or out front of his house very shortly, and then once he gets his license, then he can learn how to drive it as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So
it'll be fun.
For now, this is where I'm going to end the video. We've come a long way with this car. I mean, from kind of building this up a little bit, putting the HKS cams in it, just kind of doing a reseal of everything on the engine, except for, of course, the copper crush washers, which stopped leaking, and then now they're starting to leak again. So need to fix that anyway. Done little upgrades, stainless clutch line. I need to put the brakes on it, which I have in here, which are the Porterfield R4S brake pads. But other than that, this is going to be a great daily driver for him. Pretty reliable, you know, good old 4AGE. Yeah, it's going to be great. But hope you guys did enjoy this. Please like, subscribe, share, and just remember, don't quit on a body that won't quit.